I've posted here about experience I've had in the home where my wife and I lived after we got married, but I'm starting to wonder if there might be something else in the house we moved into. My daughter is a little over 4 years old. She's generally a happy child, though we struggle with ADHD and ODD. I also think there might be a mild case of autism, but they won't test her until she's 5. To my knowledge, she's never been abused, definitely not by my wife or me, or her grandparents. About age 2 or 2.5, she started freaking out every night when we would put her to bed, and she does it to this day. We will let her fall asleep in our bed or the couch, and then one of us will move her to her bed before we lay down. My daughter has trouble communicating sometimes, like if I say, "What did you do at school today?" she'll respond with, "I didn't kick or hit." It's like she has trouble understanding the question sometimes. So previously when asked, "Why don't you like your room?" she'd say, "I don't want my room. I want daddy's room or mommy's room," if my wife was talking to her. Anyways, now that she's older, I sat her down again and started trying to talk to her about it. Finally, I got a single statement and gave me goosebumps. I asked, along the lines, "Is there something wrong with your room?" And she replied, "The bad man." And that's all she said. She went back to the "I don't want my room" spell. I told my wife the next day what had happened, and she looked shocked. Then she told me some history of the house. I knew the house had been built by our great-grandparents, both deceased now, about 50 to 60 years ago. Yeah, it's an older house. Her great-grandmother had lived there until being put into an assisted living home. She was still alive until right after we were married, so I had the pleasure of knowing her. Her great-grandfather, on the other hand, died long before met, and apparently he was a pretty awful guy. My wife informed me that he had sexually abused one of his daughters, my wife's great-aunt, in the house, and my daughter's room was the room that was hers.